Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for February 2018. This month, I pulled 2 cards for each sign of the Zodiac using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. Happy birthday, Aquarius! I hope you have a great birthday year. Happy solar return. Many happy returns. All that being said, now onto your reading for the mid-month of February 2018. And the first sign I'm going to start with is Aries. Aries, first card you have that showed up is the Fool. And this is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. And you have to have your wits about you, because you could fall off the cliff if you're not paying attention. And you don't want to have rose-colored glasses on either, because then you might not be seeing things so clearly. I feel like some of you Aries feel like you're ready to jump out of your skin and make some kind of new changes. I feel that some of you don't like what's been happening around you in your immediate life. Like this could be home life, work life, combination thereof. But I get you're not happy with some things and how they've been rolling, and this is making you feel like you want to jump out of your skin. I see you talking to other people for insight, information, and guidance. This could be talking to psychics, mediums, religious figures, any spiritual counselors, could be physical therapists, anybody, a close friend that could give you great insight. But I see you like, some of you, it's like you're going to pay for this advice, and others of you, maybe not. But more likely you will be seeking somebody out that has like a moniker for being able to give advice on a regular basis as their career. I feel like you're saturated with complaints of, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. This could be coming to you from your family members. This could be if you're a boss, own your own business, or if you're a supervisor or a manager, you could have employees complaining to you. But I hear a lot of people saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and you're dealing with a lot of complaints. They could even be your own complaints, but it really felt to me like other people in your world. You're not going to do something anymore. You're going to change something. So if you don't like where you're living, you're going to move. If you don't like your job, you may start looking for another job and you're going to quit. If you're in a love relationship that's annoying to you and you feel like it's not going anywhere, you're going to stop that. There's something you're going to quit or leave, or you're going to stop doing something that doesn't work for you anymore. Your drive and energy is going to be really strong in mid-February, and you're going to feel like, I have to put my pedal to the metal and drive something forward. You're going to have a lot of drive in February. You've got the Knight of Pentacles as your second card. This could be an earth sign person, a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. It could also be you, Aries, if you have a rising or moon sign in Earth. Be careful of jumping to conclusions and taking things that people are saying to you or doing the wrong way. So be careful of jumping to conclusions by other people's actions in mid-February or anytime in February. Some of you may feel like you've lost hope or faith either in yourself or someone you're very closely connected to, either a family member, child, grandchild, a spouse to you, a significant other. But for many of you, it feels like yourself, like losing some kind of faith in yourself. Some of you are going to have a new relationship that's going to be forming. And for some of you, this is love. But for others of you, this could be a new friendship or a coworker, and so you have a new connection to them. But for some of you, this relationship is love. Could also be if you are having a baby or someone else in your family is having a baby and you may form a new relationship with them, or if they're getting engaged or married to someone and they bring a new family member into your midst, then it could be that also. Some of you are receiving some cold hard cash from someone, from somewhere. It's coming to you. Could be an inheritance, could be a bonus or a raise, or somebody in your family just wants to give you money to help you out, or, I don't know, but you're getting some cold hard cash here. And if you don't see it in mid-February, it could be any time between mid-February and the end of April. So it even could be tax refund even. I see stipulations swirling all around you, Aries. So there may be a lot of things that you want to do, or, in business or work or investing, or just some things that you want to get going. But I get all these stipulations. Well, you can do this, but there's this stipulation. Well, you could do that, but there's this stipulation. You got stipulations flying around you in mid-February. So just see how that plays out. I hope this reading helped you. Please stay tuned for the beginning of March, because the readings that come out at the beginning of the month are 3 times as long as the one you're going to get here in the update. So I hope this reading was of help to you. Now on to the sign of Taurus. Okay, Taurus, the first card you have here is the Strength card. This is having to access your inner courage and inner strength, having strength and courage over adversity, taming the savage beast in someone or in yourself. Could also be dealing with a Leo. This can also be spiritual power over the material world. I feel like you may feel in mid-February or in the month of February, maybe even January, you felt this way too, like you were getting bombarded with things, like a bombarded feeling. And I hear excuses, excuses, excuses. You've had a lot of people giving you excuses. This could be love partners, your kids, people you work with or that work for you. I just hear excuses, excuses, excuses. The guides say you need to have a firmer grip and control on some things that are going on. Like, it feels to me like something's gone haywire in your life a little bit, or one aspect. Doesn't mean your whole life. Maybe your work life has gone berserk, or family members are like, wigging out and going out of their, normal way of doing things. So it's like needing to get a handle on things, needing to get a grip on things that are going on. Some of you may have to deal with some unsavory characters over the course of the next several months. These could be like shady business people, or, maybe you work for a company and then some other people are going to come on board and they're going to start getting involved in the work or business where you work or what you're doing. And they may be like kind of shady, or maybe you have to get new clients or new business, or you're in sales and the people you're dealing with are kind of shady. I feel that if you work for someone or another company, they're going to be expecting you to produce rather quickly. I do feel like you have some money coming to you, and it may be in a big way, but I also feel you need to be a little bit more cautious about spending money. So as much as I see money coming to you, I feel like you have to be a little cautious about your spending. You may feel like you're eager to show off or please your boss or please people in your life or please your love. But I feel like some of this is putting like too much pressure on you and making you feel a little bit crazy. You have the 7 of Pentacles next, which is usually a work-related card. This is gaining financial gains and rewards from your hard work and efforts, but you could be feeling drained, exhausted, tired. Maybe you need to focus more on your work and money. I feel like you have some riches abound coming to you between now and next February. And it's actually very odd. I feel like February and February. So either it means February of 2018, or your money's going to really rock and roll towards you in February of 2019, or it's in between those times. But they clearly said February, but they went February and February. Stumbling blocks are created by other people, and you may feel like you need to push them aside or get them out of your way. And you've given some people chances. Like I get like chance after chance after chance. So if you feel like you've been giving some people a lot of chances, there has to be an end to it or a stop to it. Like maybe this has gone on too long. You may also feel in February like you've got either bosses or higher ups or family members picking apart everything you're doing, because I get itsy bitsy picking stuff apart. So some of you may feel like you're dealing with whether it's normally the situation that rolls or whether it's abnormal, it kind of doesn't matter. I just get like people being very picky-uni about stuff and what you're doing as well. So you may have like micromanaging. Somebody might be micromanaging you in February, whether it's in business or work or at home. You're going to start casting a wider net and start looking out beyond what you're doing right now, and may feel like I'm like too entrenched, stuck in the thick of things here, and I need to broaden my scope or horizons. So you may be thinking, I'm not saying you're doing it in February, but you're like looking out beyond where you are on the horizons of what you can do. Some of you are going to get promised some engagement of marriage. That's very weird. That just popped up out of nowhere, Taurus. So, or you could be asking someone else. That comes up here. All of a sudden, at the end, for you, they wanted to throw that in. So, I hope this reading was of help to you, Taurus. Please stay tuned for the March readings. I hope this was of help in some way. Now, on to the sign of Gemini. And the first card you have for you, Gemini, probably is you, Queen of Swords. This would either be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Could also be somebody else in your life. Doesn't necessarily mean it's you, Gemini, but it could be. Could be a male also. You're thinking things over, one step at a time. I see you really focusing on that you have to do things your way. And you do want to give people what they want, but you're very focused on doing things one step at a time, doing things for, this could be work or family or love, doing things one step at a time that are going to make other people happy. But you're very, you're thinking about, but you know what? I have to do it my way. I can't do it like just because somebody else is telling me to do it this way or that way. I have to do it my way. You may have some opposition coming up to you, especially if you're working, where there is, it does feel like a female to me, but it could be male, where somebody is like kind of wants to supplant you. Maybe they want your job. Or it could be if you're involved in any groups or sit on any boards of anything, or you're in any groups or foundations, and they may want to try to get you kicked off of them or get your position. It could even be in love. If somebody's after your love partner, for some of you it might be that, but it feels more like getting kicked out of or kicked off of a job or a group or a seat that you sit on some kind of organization. So it looks to me like there's a problematic person around you that's, you may already know who they are. It does feel female to me, but they're too interested in you and what you're doing and over interested, like, and kind of nosing around and buttoning your business, and they're not trustworthy. So if you're not sure who this is, but that makes sense to you, I'm letting you know right here, they're not trustworthy. You're going to start capitalizing on something that you're going to put out there for the public, especially in the printed word. So some of you might be writing some kind of guidelines, workbook, class, publication, could even be a book like a novel, a screenplay. But some of you are going to capitalize on something that you're putting out there for the public, but I feel that it is in writing. So that will be good for some of you Geminis. Next you have is the Sun. That's a great card. This is either the spotlight being on you having the joys of exuberance of childhood happiness, returning to that, could be children, could also be love and success in the material world. Yay, there's finally a breakthrough, Gemini. Some of you are getting a raise or a promotion, or there's some breakthrough that you wanted to have happen. It's happening in mid-February. And you know what? We're in February. And that could be because the eclipse that we have on the 15th of February could be, and the one we had on January 31st. Those things could be doing that, giving you that breakthrough. You're going to tell everybody all about this, whatever this is, and you're going to really be sparkling and shining. I see a lot of happiness in you. Something you're doing is like a smashing hit. If you came up with, like, if you're a clothes designer and you designed some kind of new line, you're a hit. If you did something different or new at work, or got a new account, or pleased a client, or got some, like, I don't know, it's like you landed something or you achieved something great here. Comes up in February. Could even spill over into March. If you don't see it happening in February, could be in March. Sometimes predictions take a year to happen. So if you don't see what I'm talking about here in February of 2018, check out February of 2019. You may have underestimated the power of positive thinking, and you may be starting to show people the way by example. I see you being like really upbeat, feeling really happy. You've achieved something, something's worked out. And I'm going to say right here, if you've practiced the law of attraction or manifesting in any way, you can call it whatever you want. The law of attraction was around way long before The Secret ever showed up, even though I do really like The Secret, but it's been around for a long time. I feel that you are manifesting, you've manifested something through your own will and efforts and visualizations, and you know, whatever you did to try to manifest it, it has come about. And I see you feeling like you've had some kind of breakthrough here and some triumph. You may start building up something new, a program, a business, something. You may be employing other people, or you could be building up a foundation or something else, but you're building something. You're building something in February and March, and a lot of success is around it, Gemini. So I hope this reading was of help to you. Now on to the sign of Cancer. And the first card you have that shows up here today, Cancer, is the Two of Pentacles. This is weighing your options, having to make a decision or a choice between two things. A lot of emotions are tied up here. And it could be between two loves, two jobs, two places to live, money in some way. It could be about anything, really. Some of you feel like you're trying to decide, I feel like, whether to stay or go. This could be about a love relationship, but it could also be a place you're living or a job, because I see you, do I stay or do I go? And I feel like some kind of horrendous, either people have had horrendous behavior around you, or some things have changed that seem like this is like out of the question, or too much, too drastic, and you feel like it, like almost like I'm getting the energy of like craziness. Like you feel like something where you are, either your home or your work life, or something's going on that feels like it's gotten out of control or out of hand. And I'm getting the word like craziness is involved. Doesn't mean you're crazy. It means the situations going on around you are making you feel crazy. I see some of you getting invited to something that almost looks like it's ritualistic, in the sense of like maybe it's a christening or a wedding or some kind of festival that happens once a year, and a lot of people go to it. I don't know what it is, but it's and I feel that this is going to be good for you, and that you'll have a really good time, and it's like a good release for you. It could be even an engagement party, anniversary party, retirement party. Yeah, a lot of things topple down on top of you, and you are going to feel like you have to choose and you have to decide. You may also go through a feeling of like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like you go out of your way or your efforts to make one person or one group of people happy, but then it makes another person or another group of people unhappy. And then if you try to please them, then the reverse happens, you know? So I see you feeling like you're torn, and a feeling of like you can't win. The next card you have here is a good card. You have the Star. This is spiritual blessings, and it can also be an answered prayer, an answered wish, spiritual blessings. Some of you may start to clean your house or clean house and do some kind of decorating or redecorating in mid-February and going into March. Some of you are also working extra, overtime. Working extra could be overtime. And I see many of you Cancers feeling like you're tired of being on the chopping block. Like, I feel like you feel like you're always under some kind of scrutiny or pressure and you don't like it. And I feel like you'd like to take things more simply, to relax a little more, or have a little more peace and quiet and relaxation. But I don't feel like it's been time for that yet, or it's coming, but I don't feel like you've had that feeling lately that you can do it. Some of you are going to have new employment. That comes up for some of you. And I also hear that you need to be careful that you don't build up some project, plan, or idea in your head and make it bigger and bigger than making it too big, or overblowing it in some, blowing it up and too big in some way. Some of you are going to receive notice, happy news in your family that somebody's having a baby. And I pick up that getting invited to something, and I feel like it's, for some reason, this is important for you, and it's going to be really good for you. There could be dancing there, and you may really feel like you can finally relax, let loose, let your hair down. And I feel this is something that really needs to happen for Cancer, because I get this big buildup of a pressure valve that comes up here, and you need this release. Some of you Cancers will be retaining a lawyer to figure out the ins and outs of some kind of contract, negotiations, or deal. Like, I don't know that you're suing anybody, or that it's like, it just feels like it's having a lawyer look over something that's like about a review some documents, or get some advice on some documents, or to review a deal. Maybe you're going to buy a house, or could be for some other reason. You need some legal advice. Some of you are going to be seeking a lawyer. So I hope those messages were of help to you, Cancer. Please stay tuned at the beginning of every month, because the psychic tarot readings that I put on at the beginning of the month are 3 times as long as the updates here. So I hope this was of help to you. Now on to the sign of Leo. And the first card you have, Leo, is the Nine of Pentacles. This is being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and abundance behind you. Some of you are going to have a gravitational pull very strong to somebody you're going to meet. And for some of you, this could be somebody that you're going to get into some kind of business partnership or love partnership with, or both. You're going to be learning a lot from them. I feel that some of you, they're going to be instructing you, or they could be a mentor or a teacher to you, because I get them instructing you in some way. You're going to be happy to talk to them, and I feel like you are going to be giving them quite a lot of insight and information about what you do, what your job is, how you work, or how you see things. Like, you're going to be giving information about yourself and how you are, how you work, what you do. The key ingredient here for you is to step up to the plate and take the challenge, because it is a bit of a challenge, whatever this is, but it's going to pan out for you because you've got success written all around it, honestly. You're going to be getting along swimmingly with this person. And again, keep in mind, some of you, this could be a love partner. And even if it doesn't start out as a love partner, it could turn into that for some of you. Some of you may be reaching down deep into your pockets to pay for something that could be a new car, a new heater, a new roof, new air conditioning system, new flooring. Could also be if someone in your family is asking you for money, like a son, a daughter, a grandson, a granddaughter, a sibling. That's also possible too, because I see you reaching into your pockets to pull out money. And for some of you, you're giving it to someone, for some of you. You know, you're also going to get a great deal of respect. And if you were a Leo that felt like you were underappreciated or shunned in any way or not acknowledged for your abilities, talents, or work, you're going to get some kind of acknowledgement and respect coming up here. And that really, for many of you Leos, could happen anytime between mid-February or anytime in February until the end of April or the beginning of May. So the second card you have here is Seven of Cups, which is scattered energy, scattered thinking. Choose wisely from the illusions around you. You may have trouble and difficulty in making a decision of some sort. I feel like a lot of things are coming up roses for you, and you're finally getting things situated the way you want. This could be in your home. Maybe things were out of order, or you redecorated your home, or you moved, or you had to change it in some way. And it's, maybe you had walls torn down and new walls built, and, things opened up or changed, and now you've got to put everything back in order the way you want it to. Some of you are going to be very surprised that something is happening to you. And you may be asked to host a TV show, be a guest on a program of some sort, to lead a group in work or a foundation, be the head of something. Anything that's strictly business in February, you're going to function extremely well. Extremely well. You'll be doing, high marks for you. And that also applies to school. Any of you that are in schools or taking tests or getting extra training or taking training program, you will be receiving top marks, high grades. Some of you are going to be focusing on eating right, and you may be thinking of eliminating carbs because carbs turn into sugar. So I feel like you're trying to eliminate carbs for their connection to sugar, or you're eliminating carbs and sugar. But carbs do turn into sugar in your body. Maybe not all of them. I'm not an expert on that. But for some reason, I get you looking at your carb and sugar intake and thinking of eliminating it or decreasing it greatly. You may travel around. There may be some traveling coming up, but it feels like when I get traveling around, you're going here, there, there, there. You could be on tour. You could be going to different places for business. You have to stop here. Then you got to go to there. Then you go over there. It could be to promote yourself or to promote your business. It could be work related. It could just be you're on a trip and you're taking, you're going to this city, that city, that city. It could be a tour like that, because traveling around and that kind of activity comes up for you. And if you don't see that right now in February, it could happen anytime between now and the end of May. So I hope these messages were of help to you, Leo. Now on to the sign of Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you had something interesting happen here. You had Knight of Cups and Page of Cups show up. So that could be the same person that is so strongly wanting to show up for you in mid-February that they came up twice, or it could be two different people, and this would be a water sign person. This could either be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. Could also be you if you have something strong in water as your moon or rising sign. You're giving something everything you've got, and it's like you have to prove something to everyone else and yourself in February. You really seem concerned. You want people to like you. You want people to respect you and respect who you are. You may have had some experience where in the past you may have felt like you've made quite a few enemies, or it doesn't even mean, well, I'm sticking with that. That's the way they said it. Whether they were known enemies to you or unknown enemies to you. So for some reason, I feel it's important for you right now in February that your popularity increases and is on the rise. It's important to you for some reason in February that people think highly of you. This could be also somebody that wants something from you. They may be begging for something from you. Maybe they're looking for money. or a raise if you're a boss, or if they're a family member or someone like that to you, they could be asking you for a loan. Can you give me money? Can I borrow money? This is going to be challenging for you. And either they or you are on the precipice of change, or your relationship with them is on the precipice of change. You may also feel a little aggravated, like they're trying to worm their way into your life or what you're doing. For some of you Virgos, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here, they may be trying to take advantage of you. But, whenever these people cards come up, they mean multiple people. So if that doesn't make sense to you, Virgo, watch your rising sign or your moon sign. This is coming up like you could care about them and be okay with them asking you for stuff. But for some of you, I feel like they may even be trying to subliminally attack you or steal your ideas and make them theirs. Protect your intellectual property. If you put videos on YouTube, they may steal your videos and make them theirs. That happens a lot here on YouTube. Come on. It happens a lot. So it could be something like that, or some other line of work you're in. They may want to pick your brain and take your ideas. Be careful of that. You may know who this is when I say this. Some of you may not. You got the Page of Cups next, and this is water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, moon sign. Could be a child. Pages are often children. If it's not a child or a person coming into your life or in your reading, it could also be a messenger, like a message about love. Everything gets put on hold or on the back burner for this person. You would do anything for them. You would help them. You would go out of their way. For many of you, I do feel that this is a son or daughter to you, but it could just be somebody you're extremely close to, because I feel like all things stop. This person wants something. You're going to help them and go out of your way. Any fears or doubts get cast aside, and they're going to show you who they truly are and what they're made of, or prove themselves to you. So in all honesty, some ways I feel like it's the same person. Other ways I don't. I feel like they're two different. So it is with the people cards. So for some of you, I'm going to say, nope, these aren't the same person. But there are traits of it that feel similar to me. They're eager to show off. They may ask you for permission for something. This could be one of your kids or a employee. You may feel like you're getting some mixed messages and signals from them, but I feel like you are going to be putting your mental gymnastics to it and try to decipher it. You're going to really feel like they need you. They need your help. They need you. So now that it does sound like the Knight of Cups. So you're either dealing with the same person here, or it's two different people, but it's not going to be the same for all of you. For some Leos, for some Virgos, it's the same person. And for some Virgos, it's two different water sign people. There's some aspect of them that's challenging to you. And I know there's been people on YouTube that have written in the comments underneath in the past that they don't like it when I say the word bipolar. Sometimes that word just comes up meaning they have that kind of behavior right now. Doesn't necessarily mean they're clinically diagnosed as being bipolar. I do get a little bipolar energy here. So it could be for some of you the same person, and you're dealing with the ups and downs of them in mid-February, or it's two different people. Only you Virgos can decide how this is going to make sense to you, because it is a general reading. So I hope those messages were of help to you and made sense to you, Virgo. Now on to the sign of Libra. And the first card you have here, Libra, is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is a water sign person, usually a male. This would be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. This could be you, Libra, if you have a water sign as your rising or moon sign. This can also be a female, even though it's coming up as a king. You may be feeling blue, a little bit forgotten by the King of Cups. You may have some confusion about how do they feel about you. You may have some bewilderment about what they want or what their activities are about, like what they're doing, what they're up to, how they feel about you. I get you having bewilderment about them, some of you. But as I always say, these people cards, the court cards, to me, I always go by what my spirit guides say. So they could be multiple people because it's a general reading. He may be somebody that gave you a lot of love, or she, and then took it back. So you may have had some like push and pull back and forth energy with them. Now, this does feel like somebody romantic, but it could be other people that could be, you know, maybe you've had some confusion about somebody else in your family, your father or your mom, or, you know, somebody you're intertwined with in some other way. It doesn't have to be love, but for some of you, it does feel like this could be a love partner for you that, or was in the past, or is right now, that's causing you some kind of confusion about how do they feel about you, and like you're confused about them, it feels. For some of you, there's a great desire for them to want to be with you, but I also get they have a desire to be with other people. Now that would apply if they're like, you know, a potential love partner or a love partner to you. You know, and it's weird. I feel like for you, this King of Cups has the last word. They have the last say about how things are going to run, how things are going to roll. So you may have handed over a lot of power and control to them, Libra. And don't get thrown if this sounds like, I don't know a King of Cups. Really? Do you know your spouse's rising sign or moon sign? Do you know somebody else close to you? Do you know their rising sign or moon sign? Because maybe they're operating from their rising sign and moon sign here and not their sun sign. They're also driven about working out logistics and planning. So they may be distant from you, or pushing and pulling back and forth from you, or seeming like they're not as involved in talking to you or dealing with you because they've got some kind of something cooking. They've got something going on. They've got some plan or something they're trying to do. You have the Star here. This is a great card. You have spiritual blessings. And, you know, in this mid-month, there was only 2 cards that were repeated, which was a little unusual. Knight of Pentacles was repeated, and the Star was the only repeated card. So you got that, which is spiritual blessings, or an answered wish, or an answered prayer. Yeah, you are getting something, finally getting something that you've wished for a very long time. Don't be surprised if you feel like, well, Pam, what are you talking about? It didn't show up at all in February. Well, maybe it's going to show up in April, because I get February and April, or any time in between. I see you laughing out loud and being happy. I see you making a plan to travel. So maybe you're going to go away with your friends, you know, like a bro trip or a girlfriend trip, or you're going away with somebody that you're, you know, romantically involved with, or your family. But I see you happy because now something's coming to fruition here, and there's some kind of trip that's coming up for you. You may visit somewhere where you get the royal treatment, where you're shown around. And this could be like, you could be traveling to a different country and you get shown around some like foreign embassy, or some museum of some sort, or something of antiquities, or some religious spiritual place that maybe isn't open to the public for all the time for everyone, or, you know, or you're just going somewhere and there's somebody that's going to say, hey, Libra, I'm going to show you around. I mean, I don't know, but I see you getting like a grand tour. This could also be if you are in the market for a timeshare, or to buy a mountain retreat, or a beach home, or, you know, a ranch, or someplace, you know, you could be getting shown around if you're interested in purchasing a property, a condo, a timeshare. That's also possible for some of you Libras. If you felt like you were a Libra that had a fatalistic attitude towards life, it's getting turned around. You're having some like rebirth, reignition, reigniting, and turning around of your thoughts and perceptions and feelings about things. Maybe you've been doing some spiritual work and been getting some, you know, aura clearing, chakra balancing, or Reiki, or other types of healing modalities. Maybe you've been, you know, doing extra prayer, practicing meditation. Some of you Libras, you may have been doing that kind of work, and it's may have helped you and changed your perspective. If you were like tended towards negative thinking or worryment, over worrying, so you may have alleviated some of that, but it looks like you have some good things that have turned it around for you, Libra. Thank goodness, because I know you Libras were like ready to send out a lynch mob with the pitchfork and torches after me, because you kept getting some rough readings, but woohoo, that was a good one. So you can put me back on your list if you want, those of you that have sworn me off because you think I say negative things about Libras. So I hope that reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. And the first card that you have here, Scorpio, is the Magician. And the Magician is a card that symbolizes to me the card of the manifester. What you think about, you bring about. What's in the ethers, you can bring down and manifest into the 3D physical reality. And you have all the tools in front of you with which to do it. You're getting all revved up and ready to get going, and you may be getting ready to move. You may be moving your business from one location to another. You may be moving your home. You're getting ready to move in some way or move on some project or business, but get ready to move comes up here. You're finalizing, some of you are finalizing a deal that's going to have implications across the board. You may be able to practice medicine in different states or practice law in different states. Could be practicing some other kind of thing. I don't know, whatever board certification or licenses you need to practice something here. It could be an esthetician, or I don't know how it works in, with all the licenses, but I feel like you're going to be expanding or broadening your scope of whatever area of work you're in. You could be getting new territory, if you're in sales, they could be giving you new accounts, new territories, all of that. It's a very action feeling I'm getting here. Not only what I'm seeing and hearing, but my feeling is like, I'm moving on, I'm making a move, I'm doing something. You've got like this adrenaline. Something's happening here, and you're broadening your influence and scope of what you're doing. And it could have either worldwide implications or national implications of where you live. There's a lot of people that are going to want to come see you now. And this feels to me like booking appointments. You could be getting new clients if you're a psychic tarot reader, or you are a medium, or you do Reiki practitioner and whatever other kind of healing modalities you do. Plan on your doctor, lawyer, I don't care what you do, anybody that can make an appointment with you to see you for whatever you do, you are going to be getting more appointments. More appointments are coming your way, more clients are coming your way, and somehow it has to do with some scope of something you broadened. You broadened something, and it's bringing in more money, more business to you. Also, if you are good at selling any products or services, you may start selling things like, maybe you're good at putting together aromatherapy packages for people or whatever. You're going to start selling things like that. You have the Knight of Pentacles next, which is the only other duplicate that showed up in all the signs, and sometimes there's quite a few. This month it was this and the Star. So you're getting it here, and this is an earth sign person: Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, sun sign, rising sign, moon sign. Could be you if you have a rising sign or moon sign in earth. You're going to be working out logistics with this Knight of Pentacles and talking to them. Quite lengthy conversations, and some of you late into the night. Some of you, this is going to be a love partner for you. Don't be thrown that it is a male, because women can be knights just as well as a male can be here. You've got to stop yourself from control issues. If you're a Scorpio that likes to exercise control in relationships, or maybe even too much control over yourself, you have to try not to do that here. With whatever the situation that's coming up with you and the Knight of Pentacles, you have to avoid trying to control. This Knight of Pentacles, I feel, is going to give you the green light of go. to whatever it is. So if they're going to be a love partner for you, you're going to get all systems go. If they're going to be a business partner with you in some way, or something you're doing with them, even for like a subcontracted gig, I don't know, whatever it is with this Knight of Pentacles, you're going to get the green light. They're going to say all systems go. You may need this Knight of Pentacles to help you in your life, or to help you sort out something you're doing for work or some project. Because I feel like you need them, and I know Scorpios probably don't need anybody really, but I feel maybe sometimes you do. And this situation, whatever it is, maybe you need them to help train you or educate you, or to pass you in something, to give you more flexibility and more territory, or give you more clients to come to you. But it could also be love. It's like you need them in some way. That's how they feel to me for you. I feel like you're listening very intently to everything that they're saying to you. And really, this Knight of Pentacles is going to influence you really for a lot of this year, mainly between February and the end of August. So if you don't know them yet, and they're not coming in till later, because timing is going to be different for all of you, because you're not born on the same month, day, year. You don't have the same country of birth, the same city of origin, nor do you have the same birth time. So your timing is not going to be the same for all of you. So some of you may be dealing with him in February, or her, but really you're dealing with them anytime between now and August. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Hope you'll stay tuned to the beginning of every month, because the readings I do at the beginning of the months are 3 times as long as the updates. So on to Sagittarius. And the first card you have here, Sagittarius, is the Justice card. And the Justice card is dealing with court documents, legal papers, lawyers, the court systems. It could be divorces, lawsuits. It could also be any kind of contractual deals or agreements you may have that are of a legal nature. It can also be anything that was unfair and unjust is now going to become fair and just. It does not necessarily have to mean law, dealing with the law. Some of you Sagittarians are going to have some things that bounce back that you're going to have to do again. So if you filed income tax and maybe something wasn't right and it bounces back and you have to redo it or do it again, or something you applied for, a permit, a license, a trademark, a copyright, I don't know what, anything that you applied for or filled out, or documentation that you may have done, I feel like you have to redo it, because I get bounced back and you have to revise it or redo it for some of you. You know, if you've had any depletion or loss of your finances, I feel like you will be getting some kind of recouping of your losses, and some financial gain is going to be coming to you. So if you've lost money in some fashion, it's coming back to you again, or you will be getting a refund, or, you know, money coming back to you in some way. I also feel like you're working out very hard about how people see you. I get the feeling that many of you Sagittarians don't feel like people are seeing you clearly or seeing you properly. You may feel like, what kind of messages or signals am I giving off here? Like, or what do people think about me? Or maybe another thing comes up is you wanting to exercise, work out, and change your appearance in some way. It could be subtle. I'm not saying you're going to do something, you know, off the hook. But for some of you, it could be. It could be drastic. You could be wanting plastic surgery, or breast implants, or liposuction, or you could just be wanting to change your hair. Maybe you want to get contacts of different color, change your whole look in some way. It's going to be different for all of you. But I do see you very concerned about how you look, how you're coming off, and also in an appearance sense, not just like attitudes and actions. Some of you, it is including your appearance. Here you have the Three of Rods. This is success. This is waiting patiently for success to come in, or letting go of something for success to come to you. You could be at the beginning of some kind of success. And look, you have it here with the Justice card. So this could be success in any legal dealings or legal situations you have going on. There's going to be a recounting of things, especially in anything that had to do with taxes. Anything to do with taxes are going to be reviewed and recounted. This is going to benefit you, not hurt you. You know, I do see you being singled out, but it's in a positive way. And you show up for something and everything works out and falls into place. So if you do have to go to court for anything, it's going to work out and fall into place for you. Finally, something comes through for you. And you've got burdens and pressures that are getting released from you. So anything that was having you bound up, uptight, nervous, it's like it gets cleared away and it gets relieved for you. You get some relief here. Yeah, and I see you looking out now about how you can plan your next move and what you're going to be doing differently. So because you have some successes here, possibly in legal cases, and things going your way and falling into place for you, especially if it has to do with taxes or refunds, money coming back to you. Even if you have to redo something, if you have to go to court again for something, don't worry about it. It's going to go in your favor. Things are going to fall into place. But then I see you thinking, okay, now I'm free of this burden or pressure. Now I'm going to make my next move. And what is my next move going to be? So I see you starting to plan. You're like planning your next move, planning your future here. You also want more stabilized income. So you may start doing something differently where, say if you were like freelance or you did some work before that was like, you know, good money, but it was like inconsistent. You may be looking to start doing something that is on a consistent basis. It could be a new kind of job, a new line of work, but something where you want more like stability or consistent. Like I can plan on I'm getting this amount of money every week, every month, every year. Like you're looking for that. You're looking for that. So I feel like you're going to get it. This is very good cards for you, Sagittarius. So I hope this messages were of help to you. I hope they made sense. And now on to the sign of Capricorn. First sign you have, Capricorn, is the Queen of Cups. And this is a water sign female. This is either a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. I got to tell you, Cups people showed up all throughout these readings. So it could be a male. Don't be thrown that it's a female. And this could even be you, Capricorn, if you have a water sign as your rising sign or moon sign. You're kind of feeling each other out. You're seeing where each other is coming from. For some of you, this feels to me like it could be a sister, a sibling to you, but it could also be a brother, because it could be, you know, a male. You're going to be revising things with this Queen of Cups and doing things over, some of you. You may have to help her. She may be looking for you to help her, for you to give her something, knowledge, money, information, help her if she has to move, or, you know, loan her some money or co-sign something for her. I mean, I don't know. It's like she needs you to help her with something. I don't feel like you're going to give in right away because I feel like you need to digest that information first. So some of you may prove me wrong and say, oh no, I helped this Queen of Cups right away. But I see some of you like, okay, I'm not going to say yes to this right away. I need to mull it over. They feel to me like they're really in distress or in some kind of need of something. And they may offer to help you out in some other way. So like they may want to do a barter with you. Like, oh, I promise, Capricorn, if you help me out doing this, then I will do that for you. So they may not be able to, maybe they're looking for money, but they can't pay you back with cash. So they have some other talents, products, or services that they're going to give you or do for you to try to repay you. Or you could just be working out a barter system with them in some way. And Capricorn, I got to say, I feel like your psychic ability and your intuition was up really strong because I get that you knew this was going to happen. So I do not feel like this is some big earth-shattering shock or surprise at whatever this Queen of Cups is coming to you about, because you already sensed it, felt it, knew it, psychically picked it up, however you want to say it. You may do a lot of what they want, but not everything of what they're asking for or they need. Maybe you're going to do 3/4 of what they're asking. Because I feel like maybe it's not possible to do the full thing, or you're like, okay, I'm willing to help you 75%, but then that quarter you're not, maybe will withhold. You've got the Hermit here, so you're being spiritually guided and protected. This could be you being the Hermit, taking a step back and getting the lay of the land before you proceed forward. But either way, you have your spirit guides showing you the way. They're lighting the path and showing you the way to go. You're traveling through a little bit of turbulent waters and a little bit uncertain times in the midpoint of February, maybe even into the beginning of March. If you're a working Capricorn, you're working with some people that are either annoying to you or making you feel like there's uncertainty around you about their work or their work involving and their connection with you. I see you really trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Like, you really seem like you want to do that. I see you feeling like, I really want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But then I'm hearing, but... And in some ways, Capricorn, it's going to be a little hard for you to let go of old ways of thinking, old patterns of the way you handled things and old ways of thinking. I actually feel like you're going through some kind of transition here where now there's been something that's changed either in your personal life or in your work life that is now putting you in a position where you now are either adopting new perspectives and it's hard to shake the old ones, or your belief systems have been shattered, challenged, or strained and changed, and now you're having to adopt new belief systems, thought patterns, way of thinking and dealing. I really feel like you've had some kind of, I'm going to call it an epiphany, but I don't know that that's the right word. There's something that's altered your normal everyday sphere of dealing with things, and now you're having to look at things with in new ways. I see you also thinking, I can't be part of anything that's shady, or if there's jealousy that kicks up in anything with other people around you, if you have jealous people around you, or if it kicks up jealousy in you, or if you feel like there's any shifty or shady people around you. I see you feeling like, I can't deal with anything that's shifty, shady, or any jealousy. So you're like, you're kind of stripping things down to the bare bones, and you're not going to deal or put up with any nonsense. This could have to do with the Queen of Cups, but maybe not. This could be, talking about other issues. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Aquarius. Happy birthday, Aquarius! Don't get upset about your cards. I'm an Aquarius too, so we have to see what these messages are. First card you have is the Death card. Now this card is usually, to me, a card of transformation. Something ending so something new can begin. Sometimes this card can come up when somebody has passed away, but it's usually not a prediction. Usually that has already happened. So there could have been somebody in your family or someone connected to you that recently passed before midpoint of February. Aquarius, I see you shouldering a lot of responsibility. I also see you shouldering a lot of burdens, and for some of you, you may even be shouldering some blame if you've got some people that are trying to blame you for something. It's possible. I see you going back into the past and reliving a lot of old childhood memories, or reliving memories comes up here. Some of you are getting rid of an old dynamic of an old relationship, and you're wiping the slate clean of it, and you're not going to deal with it or do it anymore. So it's like you could still be with them and connected to them, or you're not. And either way, you're taking big steps and big strides in moving forward with your life in some way. So anything that held you back from the past, old beliefs, things that were worn out ways of thinking or behaving or being, if they don't serve you anymore, you're going to be done with them. Any relationships that you clung to or still were hoping for the best outcomes, you may be getting rid of them and moving on with your life and not having them in it anymore. You know, it's almost like you're taking too much to heart, Aquarius, and you're struggling a little bit inside of yourself. You may feel like there needs to be some kind of big push of action moving forward, but I do feel that something right now is delaying it, or you may feel like stuck in February. Doesn't mean it's going to keep happening. It's just happening right now. You know, with the way situations change and arise, you are going to be getting support from other people. And this could be emotional support. It could also be financial support, but it feels like people being supportive to you. You've got the Two of Swords. This is a block or a stop or a stalemate. You may not want to see what's going on. You could be turning a blind eye to something. Maybe there's secrets or things kept hidden that you don't know about. This could also be like, you know, unknowns. So therefore something is stopped, blocked, or a stalemate. Could be you blocking it yourself. I see you feeling like I have to rely on my own smarts, my own wits, and my own strength, and I have to push forward. Even though I don't know, even though you feel like I don't know what's going on, or I don't have all the answers, or I don't know how things are going to turn out, you're going to keep soldiering on, even though there's something that you're like, is this going to happen or isn't it? There's something you have an unknown about, but you're still soldiering ahead anyway. 27 days from now, which is February 3rd, something happens. And this is going to be like life-changing. Like it's going to be good for you in the long run. Even if it feels disruptive at the time it's going on, it's actually something that's positive. So like maybe your boss gets fired and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? My boss got fired. But then somebody else comes in and they're a better boss than the boss you had before. Or, you know, I don't know, some disaster happens, like something breaks, your car breaks, or something bursts in your house or something, and you're like, oh my God, why did this happen? But then they come in and fix it and say, oh my God, if this didn't get fixed, this would have happened, like something way worse would have happened. So it saved you from something like that. That's the kind of energy that's happening here. So whatever happens to you in this, you know, like 3 to 4 week time period from the 3rd of February is going to maybe dismantling you or disarming you, but it's actually a positive and a blessing for you. Some of you are getting ready to get catapulted into some kind of success or some kind of dream job or some kind of dream situation, but for some reason you can't see it yet. Like, and the guides don't want you to see it yet either because they're blocking you as well. So just hang in there. You've got transformation coming, Aquarius. This isn't really bad if you listen to it again. I know how Aquarians get because my sun sign is an Aquarius, so I get it. And I just want to tell you everything's going to be okay and work out in your favor, even if you can't see that right now. So I hope this reading was of help to you. Stay tuned for the beginning of March and the beginning of every month because those readings are 3 times as long as this mid-month update. Now on to the sign of Pisces. And the first card you have, Pisces, is Ace of Rods. This is new beginnings. Could be receiving an inheritance, could be a new home, new job, new love, birth of a child, anything that's a new beginning. You're finally attaining something that you wanted, some goal, something you've been shooting for. You finally attain it. And I feel like for many of you, this is going to be between the beginning of February and the end of March. You're gathering up a lot of strength and energy, and some of you are putting something out there to the public. Could be on YouTube, could be a book, could be a song you're writing, a play you're doing. I also see some of you, you're going to start to have like, how can I put this? A lot of approval from other people, like people liking what you're doing, liking what you're saying, liking what you're writing, liking what you're singing, liking the way you're doing your work or the way you're handling yourself. Your popularity seems to be increasing here. You're becoming more social. And it could be in work or your private life, either way. And because I see you, you're like, highlighted. People are really looking at you and listening to you and paying attention to you and liking you, and you may be like strutting your stuff or showing off a little bit in like what you do or what you're saying. If you had a contract that was binding you that you wanted to be free of, I feel you get released and free of it, and then you're free to build up something new. Like you know, maybe you had a contract with somebody that had stipulations that you couldn't get this job so many miles away from where you were, and now that's going to change, and now you can get, now your contract, they're going to let you out of the contract so you can do it. Or as long as you're doing this, you can't start this new business, and so you're getting out of something so you can build up something new and start something new. Some of you may get invited to attend a gathering. It could be a spiritual workshop. It could also be something like a spiritual retreat, a spiritual workshop, or it doesn't have to be spiritual. It could be in business, like a seminar or a trade show, a seminar, a lecture. But it's like I see you, some of you getting invited to that. Some of you Pisces have a new romance, or your romance is going to be budding and blooming. So for some of you, you have new romance coming in with that card also. Here you have the Five of Cups. I'm sorry, Pisces, we just have to see why this is here. This is sadness, loss, and regret, but not all hope is lost. You have two cups that are still upright behind you, which means that there's still hope. It's not hopeless. This can be sad about the past. It could also be dealing with somebody that has problems with alcohol. Either you could have had the problem or have the problem with it, or someone connected to you could have it. Not always, but that can come up with this card. Some of you may feel really let down. And that in the past or recent past, you may have felt like people trampled on you. But, you know, it's weird because in this card, I get your popularity up very strong and people approving of you, liking you, wanting you, being kind of in the spotlight. Here it's talking about, so I feel like this is something that happened before. Some of you, this is going to contradict what I got in the Ace of Rods. Some of you can't switch out of something you want to switch out of. If you're in school and you're trying to switch from one thing to another, they may say no, or it's possible. But I get like some of you getting out of a contract so you can build up something new in the Ace of Rods card. So in this one, it's a little trickier. These feel to me like feelings that you need to pull yourself out of. Like, and I really feel like many of them are in the past, but because you get this new beginning here. So I feel like there's some regrets on your part of things that maybe you did wrong, that you feel like you did wrong, or regrets you may have over things that were said, and it's left you feeling like a little bit out of control or mystified about what to do. But I can't get away from the Ace of Rods card. So it's, even though that one came first, I feel like that is the blessing and the healer to this card. You're definitely going to be standing up for yourself and your rights in some way. So if anybody questions you about what you've been up to, or questions your authority, or questions you in any way, you're going to be standing up for yourself. You have let too many things bog you down in your mind. mentally up to now. I feel like you're at some kind of change here because this new beginnings comes up so strongly. And I feel that there were times that you worried about too much what people said about you or thought about you. I feel like you've spent a lot of time in that regard, like worriment over those kind of things in the past. And I feel like the new beginning is that you're kind of getting out of that, or you're getting past it. Any kind of family upset or upheaval seems to be draining you of your energy. So if you have kids and they're upsetting to you, or parents that are being upsetting, or, you know, siblings, whatever, because this feels like a family thing to me, I feel that it's drained and sapped a lot of your energy, and maybe doing so in February. Even though you have this new beginnings card, you maybe feel drained by what other people are doing and saying in your family. I also feel like you may have felt controlled by the whims of other people. And their whims could be their moods, their beliefs, their attitudes. So you may have felt like some people in your life, whether they're family members, co-workers, classmates, whatever it is, you may feel like you were kind of scrutinized and controlled by their, like I said, their belief systems, their attitudes. But you know what? I don't really see you tolerating it anymore. I see you're not having it. Again, I go back to new beginnings for you, Pisces. So listen to this reading again. It was a little confusing. I actually feel like this should have been the first card and this should have been the second card, because this one is negating and like clearing up the things that have gone on in this card. That's how I feel. So I hope this reading was of help to you, Pisces. And I hope this reading was of help. All these readings were of help to all of you out there. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate it. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you would like to get the special video I recorded this month of February, I did a love forecast for 2018 psychic tarot reading for each sign of the zodiac. You can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for the love forecast 2018 psychic tarot reading for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu and it should be the very top video on that page. My website has been redone. The server changed its format, so the videos are going to be a little bit different over there. Just click on videos and it will take you to that page where you can find these videos. Also, if you're interested, I did special recordings for eclipse effects, which will last up to 6 months. That link is also below in the Show More section and on my videos page on my website. And also the psychic crystal readings for February 2018 for each sign of the zodiac is also, the link is under this video and on that same videos page on my website. So I hope you have an outstanding and fantastic rest of this month of February, all of the signs of the zodiac, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.